I've been listening in the sound check. I'm incredibly excited right now. Childish glee in full force. Before we get into the tracks, you said, you know, a little bit earlier on, 2 years in the making for the album. Was that sort of start to finish in terms of like coming up with the initial song ideas and starting to put them together, or is that nearly 2 years in sort of just the recording stages of everything?
Everything.
Yes.
But especially the recording, because there are so many musicians that were involved with the
I was going to say, it sounds like there's a full orchestra on this album.
Yes.
There is. Okay,
yes.
There just is. How was that? I mean, like...
Well, we were lucky because they were all students.
But even so, I'm sorry, it's like this is like childhood dream level of musicianship for me right here. You know, growing up with, you know, listening to artists like Tori Amos, who you use orchestration so well. How did it feel to get to do that yourself, to be in the room when you were recording?
Because I hadn't done anything like that before, and you know, when you write the arrangement and you listen to the parts in like your Logic or whatever software you have at home, and then you hear it played live by live musicians, it's an amazing feeling.
Did you get?
Awesome, yeah.
Was it just one of those almost sort of wall of sound sort of power moments, just standing in front of them? I am severely jealous right now, and I will rarely admit that live on air. Did you conduct them yourselves, or did you?
No, actually, they were conducted by David Denier, which is Andy's brother.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. So whereabouts were they? Whereabouts was the orchestra from? Were they Cambridge,
Royal College of Music?
Yeah. So okay, when you say it was just students, you know, just the Royal College of Music students, I think you're underselling it there. It's used so well through the album as well, though. It's not one of those, oh yeah, let's just wang some strings on there and that'll make it sound big and huge. It's so careful, it's so considered, and even in songs where you wouldn't necessarily expect, you know, that instrumentation to turn up, it does, and it's amazing. And I know we're going to get Monster in a second. In a second. And that's, again, one of those ones where it's one of the more experimental ones in terms of some of the electronics and things in there. But the violins are in there as well, and it's absolutely huge when they sort of swell in at the end. It's amazing.
Well, this is going to be a bit more stripped down.
Oh yeah, no, we do not have an orchestra in the studio tonight. I was
like to, but yeah,
I was about to fit. Yeah, no, this Cam FM Towers is not that large. Circular room, it just doesn't work. No, you know what? Let's get into this live music. I cannot wait. I've been looking forward to this for, you know, since we started chatting and getting the session sorted. We're going to start with Monster live music right here from Cam FM. This is Jewelia live in session.
I don't wanna be free, you don't wanna be free. I'm alone, you're alone, let's be alone together. I don't think I'm in love, I don't think you're in love. And I know I get bored, but this room is so cold. Do not expect too much, I just want you to be a convenient shelter. Drive away my lonely nights, my monsters. Won't you save me? Don't you know that all the girls are crazy? Don't you love control? So won't you be my baby? You can have it all while I'm not giving any. Don't you love control? So won't you be mine? This is more than a game, and I'm starting to get used to missing you when you're not around. I got this empty chair, I keep it beside my bed. Used to dream that the devil was sitting there, but now it's you, my darling. I keep talking to you even when you are not listening. Won't you save me? Don't you know that all the girls are crazy? Don't you love control? So won't you be my baby? You can have it all while I'm not giving any. Don't you love control? So won't you be mine? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. that my monsters left. If you go, I'll be all alone. Save me, don't you know that all the girls are crazy? Don't you love control? So won't you be my baby? You can have it all. Well, I'm not giving any. Don't you love control? So won't you be mine? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
Absolute magic. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Oh, seriously, if that did not get to you at home, I'm not entirely sure that you're still breathing. That was amazing. Julia, live in the studio, Monsters, that was astounding. I am going to need a couple of minutes to recover after that one, in all seriousness. Get in touch with us
I'm
tonight.
just happy we didn't mess up.
The opposite, the actual, literal 100% opposite of that. Let's talk production a little bit, because there are so many elements going on in this album, from, you know, some fantastic electronic beats to full-blown orchestration. When it came down to sort of writing the songs, before we kind of get into the actual producing of them, how much of that was kind of in your head when you started, or was it very much sort of built around vocal and piano, and then, you know, within the production process, bringing in more and more of these fantastic elements to just add to the songs?
It happened both ways. Sometimes I just sit at the piano and write the song and then do arrangement. And sometimes I'm just like writing the instrumentals and then come up with the, you know, melody and the lyrics.
That's kind of cool that you can attack it both ways, because so many songwriters kind of have the one method. Like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start with my guitar and I'm going to play some things or whatever. It's fantastic to be able to...
And usually the most interesting tracks come from, you know, sitting at the computer and then writing the music on top of like the beats and all the other stuff.
So, you know, really starting with that electronic component.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
When I say this, actually, when you listen to the album, I would never have guessed that, because it's so organic in with the rest. You know, it's such an organic album, even with the electronic beats, that I wouldn't have ever guessed that they were necessarily the starting points in some of the tracks, and I think that's a fantastic thing.
And actually, we produced the whole album ourselves, so me and Andy.
That is a labour of love, especially when you consider all of the layers in there, the orchestration and everything. What were the biggest challenges that kind of you found when both of you were recording it? What were the sort of bits that kind of took you by surprise a little bit?
I guess fitting it all in, because a lot of the tracks we had to like pull back a lot of what we added in order to just get it all sounding right.
It's more about like dropping down elements, because the texture became too rich that we couldn't actually mix it properly, so we had to like give up just some of the parts.
Too much good stuff.
Yeah, and I just wanted to thank Andy for doing such a great job. Like, he did most of the arrangement for the strings and the brass.
If you listen to it, like, in all honesty, it does not sound like a self-produced piece of work. It sounds like many hours in a big old professional studio with someone who is working at the top of their game, you know, as a professional, pulling that off, and to create something that polished, that professional, that fantastic sound, while still retaining the integrity of the songs underneath it.
I've listened to those songs thousands of times.
Still not old?
I'm getting a bit old now.
Just deaf a bit, really.
Well, you're talking about, earlier on, right at the start, saying it's nice to be able to write some new things and sort of get started on that road. You know, is that something you're thinking in the future, is repeating that process? Is it going to be very different with the new material? What do you reckon at this stage?
Yeah, we already have the songs for the next... I think it's going to be a next EP, not a full album. And it's quite a different direction. It's a bit more like indie pop.
Cam FM Breakthrough.
New single from Anna Hester. That is Watch the Clock. I understand you guys have run into Anna, like, gigging around on the local scene a little bit in the past.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Is that sort of open mic nights around town, or larger gigs?
Darius, Rick a lot, and maybe the 1815.
Which is also where we met Chris Fox.
Yes.
There's a lot of good open mic nights going around. Is that something that you've been playing a lot of luck with recently, sort of playing in and around Cambridge?
It was more like last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people have been saying Darius has been a really good one recently, and I'm not sure if the 1815 ones are still going, but it's good when it's one of those great times to find new musicians and amazing new people, and yeah, that's why I absolutely love them. Let's go. We're going to go with another track in just a second's time, and I'll admit, when you started playing this one earlier on, and like in soundcheck and everything, literal goosebumps. It's the first track that I heard from you. It's been around about a year ago now. I got put onto you by a friend of mine called Chris Cutting, who played on the show many times before. He's an amazing musician, a great fan of local music as well. And I remember him just getting in touch, all excited by email, saying that I met this artist at an open mic night last night. She was absolutely incredible. You need to get her on a show. On your show. You need to do this. Sent the link through, and I listened to Dead Leaves for the first time, and just in love from the very first listen. Absolutely, the 100% just hit. Just something within my musical brain from the start. Can you tell us a little bit about the song and sort of where it came from, and why it was sort of one of the sort of first tasters of the album that you kind of put out there? Because it's astounding.
This song is basically about self-sabotaging, like when you're in a happy relationship and you ruin it for no apparent reason.
That is probably why that resonates so much.
Oh, sorry.
I'll say it.
And yeah, Dead Leaves is, the metaphor for that lost relationship.
It's just beautiful as well. Like, it gets the beauty in the sadness, and then when it kicks in halfway through and the orchestral parts come in, it tingles. It really, really is. And it's one of the things I really found with your music. I remember exactly where I was. Like, I got the album, I'd loaded it onto my iPod, I was all ready to give it a listen. I remember sticking it on for the first time when I was driving around Liverpool recently, and it just got me from the first instance of City in my mind. Just after about a minute, I realised, okay, I don't just like this album, I love it already. And it's only a minute in, and then once you start getting further into the tracks, it just absolutely hits you, and it's absolutely incredible. I'm going to stop talking because I've got to the fanboy point of not making sense anymore. So let's get some live music in the studio.
Okay, this is Dead Leaves.
One second, we're not ready yet.
Still so beautiful, I could watch you for ages, so silent and warm, my eyelids fall like dead leaves in autumn. The morning light is playing in your head. I only sit and stare, you slowly smile, and so do I. It's bliss, and baby, you're my moment of peace. You sleep so still, so beautiful, I can barely hear you breathe. I wonder what you're dreaming of, 'cause baby, this feels like a dream to me. But life is waiting outside its door. We can't stay forever like this. Just one more minute, let me watch you sleep. Again, there was a time when it didn't mean a thing, but now the leaves remind me of a morning when for a moment time stood still. It was just me and you against the world. Everything else behind that door. I gently kissed your eyes to say goodbye, and baby, then I went outside. Oh, 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 oh.
visceral goosebumps in the studio right now. Julia, Dead Leaves. That was astounding. It really, really was. If you love that, get in touch with us. Show some love tonight. Seriously. That was magic. Pure magic. Right. More recovery, more live session tracks. We've got one more still to come this evening. Julia, live in session on Cam FM Breakthrough. Actually, speaking on that front, because we did mention this off air, spelling, for those who can't find it, we already have it up online.
Yeah. So it's Jewelia, written as Jewelia. So like jewel in jewelry. Jewel-I-A.
Accurate.
Hopefully it makes sense.
No, it makes absolute sense. And yeah, let's get into,
Yes,
sorry. Oh, no, go for it.
Yes, and the album is out on December 8th, and you can pre-order it now on Bandcamp. So if you look up City of My Mind on Bandcamp, it should be there.
See, I was just going to get you to do the plugs, and you're already on top of it there. Yeah, Bandcamp for that. What formats is it available in for people? As digital download, I'm guessing?
Yes, but we have physical CDs as well. And they look very pretty.
Love a good physical CD as well. Seriously, get yourself a pre-order in that. And there's a big old launch kit coming up as well, if I'm correct.
Yes, that's on the same day. So that's December 8th in London at Road Trip and the Workshop. Nice,
good venue as well. Should be a good one. Are there any Cambridge dates coming up or in the local area?
Not really. I mean, we're gonna put together a little tour in April.
Ooh.
So we're gonna have like a few cities, and Cambridge is gonna be one of them.
Getting a full across the UK thing going. Will that be the first proper tour you've done,
yes,
or is it?
Yes.
That's got to be exciting.
Yeah. Well, I figured it would be a good time because we have an album that we can promote.
No, you've got it all in place. Got to live the dream on that front, and yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Let's get into some live music. Let's go for one more session track tonight before we get the requisite plugs in and make sure that everyone is well aware of where they can get this record, because I adore it. I really, really do. It's going to be right near the top of my end of the year lists. And let's get into one final track. What are we going to finish off with tonight?
Okay, this is called If Only You Were Real.
Swore I'd forget you. Told my psychiatrist the dreams were gone. She doesn't believe you're real. Gave me pills to make you disappear. The phone stopped ringing a while ago. I swear it worked before. We'd spend nights talking until dawn. You must have changed your number. You must not want me anymore. I used to take you to the cinema, to dinner I'd always drive. I sometimes paid for two. I've started thinking maybe it was true. If only you were real. To draw your name in the sand and sing for you. It made me feel more alive than anyone I knew. Just thinking of you, my blood would rush. I'd shiver and it almost start. Sometimes I think it's hard to love anyone so much. I dance with people, imagine they are you. I get in bed with them, but I don't feel a thing unless I call your name. over here. They never know you've been my only one. If only you were real. Oh, if only you were real. Oh, if only you were real. If only you were real. Oh, life is just a dream. If only you were real. Life is just a dream. If only you were real. I could live that dream.